What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Run Your Race show with your host, Akeem.
And Chanelle.
Episode 27. We are now in September, which means that the track and field season is coming to a close, but there is still a couple meets left to go. And with this coming out today on the 2nd, we have... what meet's coming up again? Zurich. Zurich coming up on Thursday.
Brussels.
Yeah. But before, we got to cover a little bit of the Rome Diamond League. So let's actually start there. You know, this is a show that we don't really do too many pleasantries. We just get into it and get into the heart of the conversations. And let's start with the men's 400 meter. Samu Kanga seems like he's been getting like second or third. But this time around, I mean, he came through with a strong run of 43.99 to hold off the strong push of Karani James in that last 30 meters, followed by Jareem Richards, 44.55. What was your thoughts on this performance right here?
Yeah, I agree. He finally got his win, and not only a win, but sub 44. So he has to be feeling good. No Hudson Smith in this one, but yeah, shout out to Samu Kanga. He looked good. He looked strong, and to still be running sub 44 this late in the season. I know you say it doesn't really surprise you when the times are fast after the Olympics, but it does surprise me. So really happy that he got under 44.
Consistency has been the word for him. I mean, he has persevered. He has been consistent. And now he's putting himself on the global level of someone who you have to watch out for anytime that he is on the track. Because in the race, to me, it looked like Karani caught like a second win in that last 50, 60 meters. But Samu Kanga showed the poise, and he was able to hold Karani off. So it was another good, consistent run for him. He's having a phenomenal year, and I'm sure he's got a couple more meets left. You know, the money doubles in Zurich, right? No, Brussels.
Brussels.
So it's going to be feeling good about that going into it. Let's keep things pushing. Let's go over to, again, as I said it once before, I'll say it again, arguably the most competitive field discipline in the sport of track and field. I'm talking about that women's 100-meter hurdles. Akira Nugent comes back and runs another 12.2. This time she runs a world lead of 12.24, defeating the Olympic champ Masai Russell, who ran 12.31, Nadine Visser 12.52. Akira Nugent's 12.24 world lead personal best and breaks her own national record, which was interesting because last week it looked like she was limping a little bit and pulled up. But what was your thoughts on this performance right here?
Yeah, she's on a redemption tour now that, you know, the Olympics didn't go how she wanted, and to see her running these fast times consistently, it sucks that she wasn't able to put it together at the Olympic Games, but for her to be doing it now and to get a world lead and to break her own record. And like you said, it looked like she was hurt in the last meet. So just really happy for her. 12.24. That is just so fast. Almost don't have the words for it, but then to not only run fast, but to defeat the Olympic gold medalist, I'm sure she's feeling nice.
Yeah. She was my sleeper for this exact purpose here at the Olympics. I felt like she is now performing at the level and getting the results that I felt like she was going to get at the Olympics. Obviously, you know, you hit a hurdle and it's too competitive a field to hit too many hurdles and to be in the lead. So for her to be competing this well and running this fast post-Olympics goes to show that this has been in her all year. And the crazy thing is, you know, a couple more meets left. I don't think she's finished. But even though the Olympics did not go like how she wanted it to, there's still more season, and she's been capitalizing off of that and not letting the good form that she's been in this year go to waste.
Well said.
Because I personally don't think when we see personal bests and national records, you don't have a lot of those great years left. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds crazy, but we've talked about it before. Out of the however many years we've been competing at the highest level, not all of them have been great. So it's good to see that she is continuing this consistent run. One, it's great to physically see the fruits of your labor, but mentally this says, man, like I can go 12-1. Like I can 12-2 and 12-1 is not too crazy far off. And these women are going to continue to push each other. So just another incredible performance, man. I mean, 12-2, come back and run 12-2. I mean, what more can you say other than the fact that I'm here and I'm trying to finish strong? And she is definitely doing that. Let's keep things pushing. Let's go over to a man who has been just out here playing games and having a whole bunch of fun. Let's see. Tebogo runs the 100, wins in 9:87. Christian Coleman, we have not seen him since the Olympics. He comes with his new training group, kind of pick up where he left off, runs 9:82, and Fred Curley comes and runs 9:95 to close it out and gets third. What was your thoughts on this race right here?
Yeah, I always like to ask before these types of races, like, who you got? And I was surprised you didn't pick Tebogo. I don't remember who you picked, but yeah, Tebogo, he shut us all up and beat a stacked field. And when he took off, you were like, oh my gosh, when did he get a start like that? So I think that made the difference, because if he starts with everybody, then it's going to be hard to match his top end. So good to see Coleman running fast after joining a new group. Sometimes it takes a while for the body to adjust to a new program, but he seems like he's right where he left off. So hopefully this is a good sign for him moving forward. And then Curley just continues his consistency. Consistent Curley is what I'm going to keep calling him. So, but it was cool to see how happy the whole entire field was for Tebogo. They're all running over to him, giving him a hug. It just shows that he's a very likable person. So shout out to him. I'm sure he'll continue to finish out this season on top, and I don't think he's going to lose a race moving forward. So
yeah, I mean, with a guy, he's coming off a lot of trials and tribulations this year, and to see how he's been able to perform under all of that, it's hard not to root for him. And he's not cocky, he's not arrogant. He's talking a little bit more now, but at the same time, it's like a playful talk, but it's not playful on the track. And the reason why I didn't think that he was going to win it, because sometimes he doesn't push, and sometimes he doesn't react the best out of the gun, especially in the hundreds. But I don't know what got into him this meet, man. He reacted well and he pushed. Like I always said, like he is a season of weight room away in the 100 to be in that 9.6 type of shape. He's a tremendous talent. But it seems like he's running with a lightness on his shoulder that there's no weight, there's no pressure anymore. And he's just having fun. The man ran 60 meters, 70 meters, and looked over at Christian Coleman and Fred Curley. Two men you don't do that against. And he crossed the line, hands open, and he started laughing. And Fred looked over and was just like, oh, okay, man, like you got us. So he is running with a level of lightness and fun. Remember, when we saw him at the Olympics, it was all serious, like no joking whatsoever. But he's running with an attitude of, man, I'm just going to be out here. I'm just going to go to run. We haven't seen him go full tilt like that yet. So he's going out there and he's performing light on his feet, light on his shoulders, and just going and enjoying what it is for now. And that's, I'm the Olympic champion, the two. But it's like something clicked in his head mentally as far as confidence-wise. He's even more confident than he was before. So it was a very good race. I mean, I don't know, man. Tebogo is now a threat in every single thing that he touches, whether it's one, whether it's two. And you'd be surprised what the man could probably do in the 4. We saw him split 43-0. Imagine if he actually trains for the 4 with his stride pattern, his 200 speed, his flat speed. That's a dangerous man right there. But hats off to him. Coleman, as you said, coming from a new group, it seemed like he picked up right where he left off. It's going to be good to see what he does, what he can do with Dennis Mitchell's training group. And Fred Curley, man, he's very consistent. He's just probably running for the money right now, trying to get back to his farm, his animals and everything. But one thing about Fred Curley, man, is he going to show up for a race. And if you aren't ready for that race, you're going to be watching his back. And you're going to be watching him farming his chickens on Instagram, man. So another good comparative field, another great quality competitions. Fast time post-Olympics is always great to see. Other highlights around, and I'll be very curious to hear some of your thoughts on this. So there was a meet in Berlin and there was a meet in Poland. In that meet in Berlin, the 600-meter world record was broken by Mary Marat. So she ran 121.63, and we saw the race. But let's talk about that first. What did you think about that performance right there?
Yeah, my jaw dropped when I saw what her and Shafiqua Maloney came through the 400 meter in 52 seconds. That is insane. And then to go on and run 121. I think my best 600 was in a practice. I might have run 124. And so to see these.
Yeah, but you didn't have any push.
I did have push. I was running with boys.
Oh.
So that was all out. That was all I had. So it was to hear that they ran 3 seconds faster. Just much respect. I mean, the 600 meter world record that she broke was Caster Semenya's. Everybody knows that name, right? So if you're breaking her record, you know how good it is. And again, coming through the 452 seconds, that's insane. Yeah, hats off to her and Shafiqua Maloney, because Maloney stuck with her for as long as she could, and I think she came away with a national record. So again, running this fast this late in the season, it's good to see. It's not a race that is contested very often.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't see the outdoor 600 often, but this has to have her feeling good for whatever 800 meter run she has left in the season, because she knows she is ready to drop a fast time, which is probably something she wants to do.
I mean, shout out to Shafiqua Maloney. She's having an amazing breakthrough year, it seems like. I have nothing else to really add to that, apart from the fact that, like, I will say this, like, Mary Mara is running 121.63 fast like this, leaning back.
Yeah. Very, very strange running style.
But it works. You know, I remember they used to say the same about Michael Johnson in his form.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was too straight up. You know, so the fact that she's running like this, it's just it's incredible to see, because sometimes, like, the gravity and the logistics shouldn't make sense, but it does. So it's an incredible run. Let's talk about Addison Wiley running the 5th fastest U.S. time. Is that all time? Mm-hmm. 156.83. What'd you think?
Yeah, we're not really hearing much about this. I think when it's after the Olympics, people don't really hype up fast times, but I'm gonna hype this up, because 156.83. Again, I was a 158, 159 runner, so to see this, she's young too. So this young lady running 2 seconds, 3 seconds faster than me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. But she looked good. She came through, I want to say, the 457. That's not blistering. So it just shows how strong she is to come back with a second lap in around 58, 59. And she's in company now with Ajay Wilson, Athing Mo, Gerald Miles Clark, like number 5 all time. And again, not really hearing much about it. I don't know why, but I want to give her flowers, because that is an incredible time.
Did you ever race her?
No.
Man, the first time I ever saw her, you told me about her, and I saw her wearing these sunglasses, like these glasses. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing wearing sunglasses? Like, distance athletes, runners don't usually wear the sprinter looking type of glasses like that. I'm like, man, to wear that, like, you got to be a bad girl to wear that. Got to be a bad boy to wear those. And sure enough, what I thought, man, I mean, a couple of years later, look at what's going on here. Mm-hmm. That's just the fast time, and I mean, I ain't got anything else to say. That's just really 156. What do you think my 8 time would be?
Right now.
Never mind. I don't even know. You aren't serious. You think I'm a joke. So we're gonna keep things pushing. Incredible run from Addison Wiley. Much to come from her moving forward, I am sure. What is she, 21?
Low 20s, yeah.
Lots of time. So let's keep things pushing. Let's go over to Zurich. That's happening this Thursday. Let's start with a matchup that is probably highly anticipated, that I'm not really hearing too many people touch on just yet. Talking about the Olympic champ and the Olympic silver medalist, Jillian Alfred, first race back with all of the success that she had from the Olympics. Who knows if she's been training? Probably went to St. Lucia and just been chilling, eating good. And Sha'carri Richardson, she is back. And these two are going head to head along with a stack field. But how do you think this one goes? And if you had to say a time, what would that time be?
That's good. I think this is probably the matchup that everybody's most looking forward to. And I think the pressure is a little bit off of Richardson now and more on Alfred. So exciting to see, because like we saw in the Olympics, the pressure with Richardson just standing on the line, she looked so nervous and so just heavy, like the weight of the row was on her shoulders.
Yes.
So now with some of that removed, excited to see how she performs. I'm not even going to make a prediction. I don't know. It's going to be a battle. I'm going to say, like you said, they probably haven't been training that hard. So I think 10-8 wins it. What about you?
Yeah, I really like that you said, like, the pressure is kind of off, but the pressure is on for some.
Right.
So one, the pressure is kind of off. Sha'carri Richardson, the pressure is on for Jillian now. When you don't really have expectations per se, and when you're not the favorite, you kind of run on the radar. You're not on the radar no more, Jillian.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be interesting. Again, we don't know what her training has been like. She's probably someone who very serious about her training, so she probably has been training. But I think this is one of those races where the winner is going to run 10-6. I do think it's going to be faster. If the weather is good, Zurich is a fast track, especially in the sprint. So I'm expecting a fast time, 10-6, 10-7 low. Who's going to be the winner? Obviously, we'll see on the day, but I do think it's going to be a fast time. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm going to say it's going to be fast. I like 10:65 to 10:72, which I think both of these. Sha'carri has already ran 10:6, but I think Jillian can. But I think it's going to be fast. Let us know your thoughts. Let's keep things pushing to the men's 110-meter hurdles. The last time these two raced, Brad Bell got the edge. So Grant is back, after taking a little bit of time, probably went back to Florida, watched the Gators get rolled on by the Hurricanes. And now he's back over. How do you think this one goes? This is another stacked field as well, too, I believe. The French guy is there. Sama-Mayela of Italy is there. Sasha is the French athlete's name, and he won the last Diamond League. So he's coming in with confidence now, and now to the Olympic champ and Olympic medalists are here as well too. So how do you think this one goes?
Yeah, I think it's going to take sub 13 to get the win. These two are kind of developing a little rivalry, so it's fun to see the Jamaica versus USA. Again, don't know who's going to take it. I think Holloway has beaten him a lot more times than Broadwell has beaten Holloway. But again, Broadwell's coming on strong. So I'm just ready to see a good battle. And again, I think it's going to take sub 13 to get the win.
Yeah, I agree. I think sub 13 as well, too. I think it's going to be a fast race. Grant is going to take a little bit of that and say, man, you had me last time, not this time. That's the mentality I'm sure that he's going to be coming into this one with. But he's always coming in with the same consistent mentality. But I do think it's going to take sub 13 to win in Zurich. I think it's going to be fast. I'm going to say 12:91. That's what I'm going to say. 12:91.
It's very exact.
Yes. Yes. Let's keep things pushing. Let's go over to the women's 100-meter hurdle. So Masai Russell is there, the Olympic champ. Sama-Mayela, the Olympic silver medalist, is there. And the Olympic bronze medalist, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, is also there. So it's a rematch a little bit of the Olympics. But now you're not competing for your country. You're competing for your sponsor and obviously for yourself. Mm-hmm. How do you think this one goes? How does the rematch go? Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's sad to see Nugent not in this field, but I think Camacho Quinn is nursing a little injury. I hope that her name's on the list. I hope she does show up, yes. But we don't quite know the extent of that injury. So I'm actually going to go with Sama-Mayela. I think she's just on the verge of a big win. And so I'm going Sama-Mayela. It'll be fast. Don't know if it'll be as fast as Nugent ran the 12:24, but it'll be 12:3 at least.
Yeah, I am going with Masai Russell to get it done, man. I haven't picked her a whole lot to win. I didn't pick her for the Olympics. I'm not going to shy. I didn't think she was going to. I thought she'll make the final, but not perform like how she did. But as I've been watching her, she finishes really strong. And I think winning the Olympic title has given her a level of confidence and consistency that I think she's going to carry through here. Jasmine Camacho Quinn, yeah, we saw in the last time too, like she looked hurt, but we said the same thing about Nugent. She looked hurt too. So we'll see if she does fully line up, but I think Messiah Russell is going to edge it. I'm going to say another 12:33, somewhere between 12:33, 12:38. It's going to be fast. That's one thing that is for sure. But looking forward to this race as per usual. Let's keep things pushing to the men's 1500 meter, one of the events that's starting to be even that much more exciting and highly anticipated. Cole Hawker, Josh Kerr, Jared Naguse, Inga Brixton, the rematch all over again. Inga Brixton said, I took it out too fast at the Olympics and it costed me. I couldn't hold it. Hats off to these men. But since then, he's beaten Cole Hawker and he's broken a couple records. How do you think this one goes? Do you think anything changes?
Ingebrigtsen likes to take it out. I do think he's going to go with the rabbit. I just think he's not going to go as fast. He shot himself in the foot by it was just too fast and he didn't have that kick. So I do think he keeps it honest. He keeps the race going, but I think he's just a little bit more calculated so that he has that kick. I don't even know who's going to win this. I'm just excited for this rematch.
Do you think it's 326 race?
Whew. Gosh. It'll be fast. I don't know it'll be that fast. It'll definitely be sub 330. I don't know if it'll be 326.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a tactical race this time around than a fast race, even though Inga Brixton loves to go fast. But I don't think he's going to want to go completely too fast in this one and try to avoid the same mistakes. So this is going to really test his maturity and his race experience. Do I continue to make the same mistake or do I make adjustments specifically for who is in the race at the time of the race? So I'm looking forward to seeing what the strategy is here and how they're going to approach it. I think it's going to be fast, as you said, but not 326 fast. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it's 326 fast either. I don't think anybody should really be. But it's going to be interesting to see what the tactics here is. I don't know. Maybe the meat promoters, they want to go for a world record or a world lead. If that's the case, it might change things, how good Inga Brixton's been feeling. But of course, we have seen when Josh Kerr is in the race, he tends to not be the same guy, at least from what we've seen so far. The only way to change that narrative is for when Josh Kerr is in the race, that he wins the race. And I'm an Inga Brixton guy, but I'm also more of an honest guy than an Inga Brixton guy. So until he can beat Josh Kerr in the race, it's going to be in the back of his head. But hopefully he doesn't race an emotional race and he races a tactical, calculated race. Nonetheless, you're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. And I know that you are too. Let's keep things pushing to the men's 200 meter. Tebogo is back in this 200 specialty. Kenny Benerick is back again. How do you think this one goes? Obviously, this is another stacked field. Ogando is fresh off his 19.8. He's going to be there as well, too. But how do you think this one goes?
Tebogo. Even if he gets left, he finds a way to pull it off. If he decides to run from the gun, nobody's beating him. So he's kind of establishing himself as a winner. And unless something goes drastically wrong, Tebogo's going to take it. Don't know how fast it'll be. We'll see. It's just how fast does he feel like running on that day? Which is that's a good problem to have. So I am truly a Tebogo fan, and I love watching him run.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fast, mainly because Benerick's going to make him run, especially if Benerick is on the outside of him. He's going to make that young man run, and so I think it's going to be fast. Gondo seems like he's getting closer and closer to 19.7. And the rest of the guys are going to run. Like, they want to beat the Olympic champ. They want to beat Benerick. I mean, they want to beat Tebogo. So, but can you? I think right now he's just at a speed where he's probably going to do enough to win. He's probably not going to work too hard. Doesn't want to, but you can make him So it's going to be interesting to see what type of, like, the first 100 meters. All right, is somebody going to kill it? Is somebody going to take it easy? They're going to cruise. So I just don't think anybody can compete with his strength right now, man. That 400-meter strength that he's got in his legs, carried through with the speed, endurance, and the confidence that he's got right now, he's going to be tough to beat. But on any given day, anybody can be beaten. And who knows? Sometimes when things have been going so great, one of those ones you should have a setback. We'll see if that's the case for him on the night. But I think it's going to be a fast race. I like 19.6 in this race, maybe even 19.5. Going to be fast. So those are our thoughts. Let us know your thoughts of this race and everything else that we have discussed and talked about. Let us know your thoughts. Before we close out, we got to talk about, the Run Your Race topic. And it's more of a foreshadowing of our season finale that's to come in the last meet of the year. There's been so many incredible performances over the year. You got a few that comes to mind? Just some names?
I'm going to keep it to myself.
You're going to keep it to yourself. There's a lot that comes to mind, and so we want to know, and we will announce this and talk about it a little bit more in the last episode of the year season finale. Who do you have as your male performer of the year, the MVP, right? Somebody that you say, man, they've been so consistent, they've been so good, the pressure hasn't got to them, they've got medals, they've got whomever that it is, men's, women's side. We would love to hear, who do you have as your performer of the year? And we will talk about it, reveal it, say it from who on the season finale. But for now, we're going to keep who we think our respective performers of the year is on the down low, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. So with all that being said, we appreciate everybody that has taken the time to like, comment, share. You've subscribed. You've shared this with a friend. You've left a comment. You've passed by. Maybe you haven't subscribed, but you passed by. We greatly, greatly appreciate your eyes, your ears. We don't take it for granted. Thank you for your continued support. And with all that being said, episode 27 is now complete. And we will be back next week to talk about the Zurich Diamond League and a couple other meets to come. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.